Hi, gorgeous Sagittarius. Welcome to the How to Wear a Crown Collective. If you're a returning subscriber, what up, baby? If you are brand new, hi, welcome. Come on in. Let's see what you think about the vibe before we ask you to subscribe. That rhymed. I'm like Dr. Seuss. Did you see that? Did you see that? That was fun. Okay. So what we're going to do is your Sagittarius reading for the How to Wear a Crown Collective for the month of June. We're going to talk about love. We're going to talk about health. We're going to talk about wealth. All three areas. We're going to investigate. We're going to see what's going on for you in the month of June. We're going to tap into your energy. We're going to see what's happening. Mm, love so far is looking good. Yeah, love so far is looking good. You're not looking for love because you feel like you have love, Sag. You're not looking because you feel like you have what you want already. And instead of searching or seeking for something that you already have, you are looking for what areas there is still a void. What does that mean? Let's see. What it looks like actually is how can I do something, how can I get something in the area of love that I haven't gotten before? How can I, this almost feels like generational trauma healing. How can I make like the love, the family, the things that like what you have in place already, um, it's like a more expansive love. And how can I make sure that this is like a pattern breaking love? What? Okay, hang on. This is different. This is different. Yes, and so we got a page of cups, and that's like a new energy. So, and then he's holding like the fish. I feel like which so represents like nourishment and being fed. Um, so it's like a deeper, more nourishing love, nurturing, nourishing love, supportive love. So I feel like maybe you haven't had like who I'm speaking to right now hasn't had like a terrible history with love. Maybe everybody that you've loved or your family. It feels very family oriented. So it's like who I've had and how my families have been and what I've been given isn't bad. It's not, I'm grateful is what I feel like. It's like I'm grateful for what I've been given. I'm grateful for the types of love and the dynamics and the relationships and the lessons and the everything. But there's also a part of me that knows that it can be tweaked and made even better. That there is some little places that things could have been slightly different to make improvements or so that you can give your children something just a little better than what you had, even though what you had wasn't bad. Does that make sense to anybody? If it does, then drop that in the comments because I don't think I've ever gotten a message quite like this. Um, what you had wasn't bad, but you also still want to improve. And it's like, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Um, and that's where a little deeper, a little more nourishing, a little more supportive, a little more present, a little more, there's just like these newfound things about love and about how to love that like maybe you didn't know were even important in regards to love until something recent and you will be discovering how to implement that in June. maybe, and it could be about marriage, but I feel like very, very family, very much about like, hey, what am I going to give like the next generation? And even if you don't have a family or your own children, it could just be like legacy, like how do I want to love and how do I want to embody love and how do I want to show up as love so that I can be a good role model to those around me in my circle or but I am feeling the energy of children. Like you might be a teacher or you might and it might not even be teacher, but like there's people that look to you, Sagittarius, such as um you might lead like a teams or something of people that kind of look to you as a role model, like a support group or something at a church, or there's something that you do in terms of being a role model where you want to but my first initial feeling was family and breaking generational curses around family, breaking those patterns around family to have a more nurturing, loving, supportive present. They're subtle changes, but they're very important. And you're correct to be like you're getting validation from the universe right now that it's a good place to focus. Like even though it's subtle, it's good, a good focus to be in this new energy of like these subtle tweaks. I love it. I love it. And God loves it. And yes, do it. Yes, focus on that. It's a good place to put your energy. Okay, so let's move into health. You're thinking correctly. It's fine tuning. You're like, the station's coming in, but I wanted it to feed a little more clearly. So you're like tuning, like fine tuning the frequency of your love. Okay, Sag, what? Get it? Um, I mean, if that's not the most badass thing that you could be doing as a spiritual being incarnated on the earth, it's kind of like one of them. Okay, go on with yourself. Get it? Like who is like already has this much love and then it's like I'm gonna make it better. I'm gonna fine tune it. I'm gonna make this more precise and more beautiful. I love that about you, Sag. You're amazing. Okay, we're moving on to health. I can't get over the love because it's just so lovey. I like love the love. And I want to stay there in that area because it feels really good and I like the vibe that you're in. But we gotta move on to him. We do. We gotta move on. Love it though. So there's something going on in the health area though. You don't feel like you're getting the treatment, the need, the care that you need to help you put to help you figure out how to stop carrying so much weight and so much responsibility. Okay, so there could be a twist there of this fine tuning, this love thing that maybe you take on a little bit too much responsibility all on your own for changing the whole world or your lineage past present and future and like maybe you think a little bit too much a little too deep or you take on too much of the responsibility for how to correct all the dynamics in the family um and then so you don't feel like you're getting your needs met or your the right care or treatment for something for your emotional health for your mental health and maybe even for your physical health. I am seeing that this could possibly be nah, maybe a little bit, maybe a couple of y'all with the sleep, but mostly it's like mental and emotional health. Your spiritual health feels good. Your physical health feels pretty good. Maybe there's some fine tuning. If you're doing your fine tuning about things right now, you can fine tune your own physical health. Um, but take it lighter is the message. Take it lighter. Love what you're doing. Love what you're focusing on, but do it with a lightness about you. You can do it with ease. Do that with ease. And if it starts to feel like pressure or too much or too hard or too heavy, then pull back. That it's, you're not going to break the world or break your family. or excuse me, hang on just one moment. You're not going to break the world, break your family, break the mission, break the church, break the support group. Like you and you alone, like it's like too much responsibility that you're taking on for this. Yes, your actions matter. Yes, your what you focusing on these fine tunings in love are and your presence and how you show up, all of that is gonna make a difference, and you are creating a ripple effect of change, but don't do it to your own detriment because then you won't be embodying that type of love energy anymore. You will lower your vibration back down to a resonance that you don't want to be at by pressuring yourself around it. Does that make sense? That makes sense. Just don't pressure yourself about it. Do it with ease. If you're not doing it in the energy of ease, then that's not the right way to do it. Okay. And that will make you unhealthy, which is moving into not the right space that you want to be in. That's not moving into, it's not loving. If it starts affecting your self love, your ability to love yourself, your ability to care for yourself, your own mental, emotional health, then you have to pull back from worrying about the outward, okay, and how you're how what you're doing is affecting other people. Okay. Then you need to come back to you. It's cool to you have to balance it. Okay. You have to balance doing both. There's one more for health, I think. Let's see. It almost feels done, but something else for health, maybe. Sagittarius. You're so cool. I love that you're like this. I love that you care like this. It's such like a water energy thing to do for a fire sign. It's such like a water sign thing to think about and focus on for a fire sign. But I like it. I like it. Like some of y'all might have some water in your chart because it's feeling Piscean. Yep, it's the mental health that will get affected if you focus on this too much. Okay, is it'll start affect. So I felt that thing about the sleep. I was like, it's not really affecting your sleep. If you do too much around this, like if you go too hard around this newfound passion, I'll call it, around evolving and unconditional love, if you go too hard with it, then it will start affecting your sleep and it will start affecting your mental health more. So that's just like a caution sign that we're going to put up. Spirit's like, just be cautious. If it starts affecting you, pull back because it'll get worse. It'll get worse. Um, we focus on the impact that we're making in the world until it impacts us in a negative way, and then we focus on how to impact ourselves in a positive way until we get back to a good place so that we can impact the world in a positive way. Because if we let our what we want to do to impact the world impact us in a negative way, then we'll start impacting the world in a negative way, and you don't want to do that, right? You want to impact the world in a positive way, so you have to remain in the good vibration. And if you are too overly focused on the external and what you're doing and how you're impacting other people in the world, it's going to put you in a negative space. And then you see that kind of like vicious cycle where like you have to, so you have to balance. Okay, let's move to, well, you get it. You get it. You're Sag. What is in the wealth for Sag? What is the wealth for Sag? Well, I'm gonna start with cards. What else for wealth for Sag? So I feel like I'm always so messy on my readings, but like at least you know I'm not AI, right? I have all my fingers. Okay. Except for that, I put it in my filter and then it blurred up. Maybe I am AI. God. No, I'm not. Um, hmm. I don't know yet on that. Any clarification? Hey, this new, okay, hang on. I just need some clarification real fast. I feel what was coming up, hang on, is that I keep telling you to hang on and then tell you anyway. So what's happening in your experience in your relationship and this journey with like learning unconditional love is affecting your belief systems around yep, around what you used to believe in terms of religion and spirituality, like your spiritual world, like what you used to think and believe about God or what religion you came from, or like just belief systems around those kind of things. And so now you feel like you're kind of starting fresh and you feel like this blank slate, new energy represented as the Fool. Like, but it's happy and it's freeing and it's amazing and you're kind of taking like this new leap of faith. And but because this new vibe, this new thing that you're doing makes you feel very wealthy, makes you feel an abundance of joy, makes you feel an abundance of love. You're feeling an abundance of happiness. And but it also is kind of scary because you're like, what is this? Like maybe you just had like a whole spiritual awakening, or that's gonna be taking place in June. But I feel like this has already happened, and the walk that you're taking in June is going to be the result of this being like the beginning of June with the full energy and you kind of being like, I am gonna do this. I'm gonna be this new version of myself that is in this higher vibration and thinks differently and is different in these ways. Because the old way that you used to do things, or the old ways that you used to believe, the old influences from the churches or the groups or the religion or the whatever it was, the belief systems, we'll just say the way that you used to believe made you feel like you had to work too hard for love and for money and for understanding and for acceptance and for grace and for stuff, right? All the things. You had to work too hard for it. And so you like being in the full energy. You like this new place, but it was kind of jolting in that it had to the removal of that old belief system was jolting. Change is always hard. Change always feels a little funny, you know, but you love where you're at now. But you're also honoring that the transition, the change to the new belief system was tough, and that it really made you do a lot of things and act a lot of ways and put in a lot of work and effort into places and things and stuff that you wouldn't have chosen as your true self. Yeah. Yep. That's that. You and you don't gotta live like that no more, Sagittarius. You don't have to live like that no more. You don't have to put in all that work. You don't have to put in all that effort. There's a lot of stuff about your relationship with the universe where you're just gonna be, you're understanding now that your vibration equates to what you receive more so than the the physical exertion and efforts and um, following the rules, like a rule book of things that you're supposed to do. Okay. And it's okay to grieve the wasted time. That's what I just heard, but like it's like wasted time in a quote because you learned. It was part of your experience for a reason. Um, and if it was part of your experience and you learned and it's part of like your like story now that you can use as you walk forward in your spiritual journey, and you can help somebody else with that story and like that kind of thing, um, then it wasn't wasted. Nothing is wasted in the universe. Nothing is wasted um, with God. God uses everything for good. Okay. Um, so just remember that. All right. Now I'm going to pull a card from the How to Wear a Crown Divine Guidance cards. This is my deck that I made. This is the only one in the universe. Sorry, it's not available for sale yet, but it will be eventually. And until then, we're going to have fun pulling cards with it for you guys here on the channel. Let's see what, oh, all of the themes and that come with these cards come from my book, How to Wear a Crown, a practical guide to knowing your worth. If you like my vibe and you like, if you kind of, if you like my vibe, if you like me, you'll love my book. It's beloved. It gets like the stars. The people give it like good stars and good feedback, comments and stuff on Amazon. So you can get it there. But it's also like everything you need is in the description box below if you want to do that. But let's get your card. Let's do your card. That's what we're doing. I just like to let people know where these cards come from because they're different and they're unique and they're beautiful. And oh, gosh, you have had a time, and June is going to feel better. This is what just happened. This is the experience that just happened that got you to where you are now. And that is called, it's the overarching energy of entering the void. Entering the void is kind of that full energy. It's a 0 point energy where it's a neutrality energy where all things exist and where you can go into yourself and find the answers to things with the underlying energy of integration as an organ transplant. Okay, let me explain. So when we integrate a new belief system, which is like what I just told you happened to you, where you let go of old belief systems and like got a new belief system, and that it's like, oh, making you this like free, fresh start, like having a good time, person overflowing with love. Um, when that happens, I like to tell people that I equate it to like being like an organ transplant, right? Like that psychic surgery, is what takes place. And like if you've been struggling to understand what happened to you and like what this change and transition has been, it's a spiritual organ transplant. So like we have spiritual body parts, just like we have physical body parts. We have a heart chakra, we have a solar plexus chakra, we have a sacral chakra, and like all of those equate, um, are energetically connected to like our physical organs and things in our body. That could be a whole video in and of itself, but like, so basically there was something that needed to change inside of you. So it psychic surgery is basically like when like having a heart transplant, right? Like you got a new one, and then you kind of have to have a healing phase where you get used to having the new organ. And you can either reject the new organ, your body can reject the new organ, or your body can accept the new organ. And you've accepted the new organ. Like your transplant is going good. The doctor's prognosis is great, right? The doctor's like, you're doing well. All signs are good. They're reading you files and they're saying that everything's going perfect. Yours is good. So, but I think that card came as a validation for your experience, and B is just to let you kind of help you understand on a deeper level what happened and why. Because sometimes we need it. All right. You need a new heart, you need a new heart. If the old heart isn't working anymore, it's not serving your body, you need a new heart. If the old lung isn't working properly anymore and you need a new lung, then you need a new lung. right? So there was something energetically that which was that belief system, and it wasn't working anymore, it wasn't serving you anymore. And so you had the what do they call it in the Bible? Like the surgeon, like the great surgeon or the great doctor they call like God, like the great surgeon or the great doctor. Um, I'm blinking right now on that, but like anyway, but it went good, you know. You had the spiritual surgery, you had spiritual healing, you had a psychic surgery, and it went perfect because you've integrated it to the point where now you're new. So, Sagittarius, kudos, good job. I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you, excited for you, so excited for your June because you get to enter it being this brand new energy. And so your June is going to be absolutely amazing. I don't know what's your message was more like this is what happened leading up to your June, and this is who you're going to be entering your June, rather than it being about what's going to happen in June. So we both are going to be surprised about what happens for you in June because yours just wanted your energy showed up, your God showed up today to just tell you what led up to you being in the space where you are right now. And maybe so that you can just be super open hearted and open minded to what all the beautiful things God has. I almost have that feeling of like, you wouldn't even believe it if I told you. So just be open minded, just be open hearted to receiving all the goodness that June has to offer for you. As you'll notice, I'm wearing a worthy and beautiful sweatshirt. This is from the How to Wear a Crown merch line. It's summer, it's June, but I'm wearing a sweatshirt. That's because I'm in my basement. It's cold down. But what I'm encouraging everybody to do is buy yourself a tank top or a t-shirt for summer to rock from the How to Wear a Crown merch collection or gift a friend. You can find the links for how to do that in the description below. Anything else that you could also possibly want, like where to get my book or how to book a 15-minute free session with me so that we can talk about coaching together. Life and spiritual coaching is what I do. So we can talk about what that might look like for you. If you want to go ahead and purchase my signature program, that's available on there. There's a 30-day self-love challenge that is, if you want to check that out and do that, all the stuff, everything's in there. And my website is at the top. That's the first thing. It's all kind of like the hub spot for it anyway. Links to all my social media. So I hope to see you on the other sites and TikTok. I like that one. That was fun. On Facebook group. We've got everything everywhere. I'll see you in all the places. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for being here and for watching your reading. And if you are brand new, welcome, welcome, welcome. Um, Welcome to the How to Work Around Collective. You can stay if you feel like it, if you like it, if you want to. I would love to have you continue to be a part of our collective. Um, how you do that is you hit the subscribe button, you hit the like button, and you comment something below. Just be like, "What's up, Rachel? Hey, hey, girl, hey." Just say something. We don't care. Don't care. Don't care what you say. Just let me know you're here. Let me know you made it to the end of the reading. Let me know if any of this resonated with you. But until then, that's all we got. Guess what? That's the end of your reading. Go have a great tune. I love you. Oh, wait, I forgot. There's three things that I want every person who enters my realm to know as they leave my spaces, and that is that you're worthy, you're powerful, and you're full of potential. So say it with me. Are you ready? I'm worthy, I'm powerful, and I'm full of potential. Okay, there. Now we're done. Love you. Bye. Have a good June, Sagittarius.